Yeah. So we are talking about your choices.
Yes.
What will be your choice? You have healthy budget. You want to buy a car. Are you going to buy home used? Are you going to buy Ghana used? Or you are going to look at brand new, especially the assembled in Ghana kind? Yes. So let's talk a bit more about the assembled in Ghana cars.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was actually going to say this, suggest the same thing, that let's break all of them down in ways that our viewers would understand what we're talking about. So let's start with assembled in Ghana cars. So assembled in Ghana cars are basically brand new cars that they put everything fresh, Charlie. The cars are fresh, brand new. The interior is brand new. The engine is brand new. The drive, everything is brand new. So they are friend of tier about Ghana Hano. Those are the assembled in Ghana cars. Those ones are the price. I think for me, those ones I'll look at the price. So we are looking at the pros and the cons of all of them. Then you can actually have an idea. So those ones are maybe they are sold brand new price. Okay. So again, healthy budget. We won't mention an amount, but you should know that if we have all these three, the one with the highest budget will be the tier rubber. If it's for the same car, let's have for the same car, the one with the highest price would or might be the assembled in Ghana or brand new car. That's the one with the highest. I mean, it's arguable. But I keep saying that because the home use and the the home use and the Ghana used, they also have their perks in a way. Okay.
Yes, of course.
And
the BR one advantage and disadvantage.
Exactly. And one of them is if I want to buy, say, a Corolla, or let's say I want to buy, you give me a car. You give me a car.
If you want to buy a Honda Civic.
So let's say a Honda Civic. Now, if I want to buy a brand new Honda Civic, that is tier rubber, it's most likely I'm going to get the 2024 model. Okay. And I can't do anything about that. It's really rare. I mean, how they run their business for you to get a 2022 or 2021 brand new.
I mean, with the dealers, sometimes it happens.
It's rare.
Or sometimes they have old stock.
Yes.
And they are not able to typically, a dealer in Ghana will try and, even when newer models are out and they know people know that newer models are out, they will try, even when they have started getting stock of the new one, they, as much as possible, they will try and push out the old stock, yes. But sometimes it happens. I know sometimes it happens. I know a particular dealer has a very healthy, number of the previous model of a particular car.
Exactly.
Still, yes. But yes, at the end of the day, it's about marketing and sales. If they put together a very good package, they can still make some good money on those cars. Because sometimes you work on your car on a good deal. Sometimes even you might be selling, you might have the latest model already, selling. Then you might have somebody will tell you, oh, Charlie, I have a stock of maybe the previous model, previous generation car, healthy number. I'm willing to give it to you at a heavily discounted price. When you say Ghana for per cars, okay, you bring it, they will buy. I mean, yes. People are buying like 2008 Corolla.
As brand new tier rubber.
No, like home use.
Home use, exactly. So that's what I'm coming to. So you see, with the brand new ones, so you are limited in a way. All things being equal, you are limited to the year model you can get, and that affects your price that you are buying the car. Now for home used, this thing still confuses me. So for the home used one, and the Ghana used ones, you have a range, like the years you can choose from, and in a way that makes the pricing not as high as the brand new ones, because then you can go, as you're saying, you can go for a 2008 Corolla. I know somebody who is interested in buying a 2011 Corolla. Like that's what he wants. It's not like he doesn't have the money to buy a newer model.
There are those people too.
Yeah, there are those people. He wants the 2011 model Toyota Corolla. Do you understand? That one, the prices, I mean, compared to Tier Rubber, will be a bit down. And that one too, you can get some specs that you may not necessarily find. As earlier on you were explaining, you know, when the engineers sit down and they design the car for a particular market, there are some things that market A will get, market B will not get. A very good example would be heated seats. I mean, some time back, some models were not given heated seats because they felt Ghana is extremely hot. Why would you want a heated seat in a very hot country? So they wouldn't put that feature in. But if you go and buy a home used one, it's most likely because of the country you're buying it from, you are going to get a heated seat. And you may not use it, but it will just be nice to know that you can heat your seat if you are feeling cold.
Sometimes when you have a backache, right? And you know you are running your AC, right? But you put on the heated seat, you know.
I know the feeling.
And your lower back,
you're just feeling the heat. I know the feeling. It's fine.
It gives great relief, guys. If you've not tried it before, if you have heated seats in your car,
you should try that. I mean, I think
you have for fun. Lower back ache. Okay,
just put it on.
Just put it on whilst your AC is working, and yeah, it will give you some nice relief.
I tried that before. I did it for fun. It was nice, like having to, you know, hot and cold at the same time. Just a nice feeling. So for assembled in Ghana cars or brand new cars, it's most likely from the dealers, unless of course you are buying a brand new car from the outside the country and bringing it in. That's a different story. But we are talking about assembled in Ghana, which means we are talking about dealers. We're talking about the dealers we have in Ghana selling their cars. For those ones, you may not get some features you will get from, say, the US market, because they also have thresholds. Just as my brother explained, they have some things that after you design your car, you bring it out, the country will be like, okay, you know what, we don't want this, we want this, it has to have this, and it helps because, you know, they deal with snow, they deal with cold weathers, they deal with things like weather things that we don't deal with. So they are a bit very careful. I mean, you can wake up in the morning, the whole floor is icy. Like, how do you deal with that? So yeah, and you should understand that they are petrol, they don't suffer petrol like the way we do, even though they may tell you they complain. So they may have bigger engines and all that. They consume more. So now, fine.
So now we've looked at the pros of all the different segments.
Yes.
Home use, Ghana used, brand new Tier Rubber.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's look at the cons of all three. Then we'll throw it to the audience for them to choose.
So I think for one is the money involved. I think that's what I think for one, and it runs through all of them.
That's for
all three.
For all three.
So the money involved in the sense that if you are going to buy a brand new, you should understand that, Charlie, you are going to pay brand new money. And you know the interesting thing about budget is it's a budget. It's plus or minus. It could be more, it could be less. So it's most likely you might actually max out your budget to buy the brand new car. Okay. Now with the Ghana used or the home used car, the cons is everything based, like everything reliability based will be on how well the car was maintained. Okay, you don't know what you're buying. The truth of the matter is that it could be that somebody is actually looking to sell the car because of a particular problem they've been dealing with, that they can't seem to let go. They can't seem to let that problem go away. So they will sell it off just to be free of that problem. We don't know. You see, that's the reason why you need to check. You need to take someone who knows about cars, or preferably a mechanic, to inspect the car thoroughly before you make the purchase. But yes, it's also a con. It's one of the cons with the Ghana used and the home used cars. And for the home used ones, It's brought from outside the country. I mean, you may not know what state it was in before it was brought. Obviously, when I'm selling it, I'll make sure I make it very pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know where it's passed, you don't know what it went through. You just use good faith and hopes to buy the car. So yes, that's I think the cons, but they're actually very good cars to buy too. Yeah.
Awesome. If you are watching, just know that the show is proudly brought to you by TLM. Yes, we are still talking. If you're on the market for a car, which one are you looking at? So what would be your choice?
We are discussing pros and cons, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned one actually with the fuel.
Yes.
So you see, as we said, the cars are designed for them. So because I've seen instances whereby when the cars get here, you realize that the heat, just the sheer heat in the country gives overheating problems. Like just the heat, like it's so it made I don't want to mention the cars, the brand, but it made that brand some years back. It was an overheating car brand. Like, see, the car was overheating everywhere. It was so bad, but it was fun to drive. That car was fast. And it was proper American car, like Uchi car now, I've driven. I drove it. I got the opportunity to drive it, so I can. It was a really nice car to drive. The interior was really nice. It felt good to drive. At that time, you know, the infotainment thing was coming up, and it had that the screens. Oh, the car was a very powerful car.
It's all about the screens,
but it was overheating, and it had electrical issues too. Because it was an electric car, in a way, not like an EV, but but then it had a lot of electronic stuff, and we were struggling with that one. So yes, so one disadvantage too is for Ghana used and home used cars, you will need to trust a mechanic to work on it for you. Okay, and thanks be to God, now we have like really good mechanics that we can trust. Unlike those days, Charlie, you go and give the car to somebody, he's now doing trial and error. Charlie, he will just do trial and error on like 10 or 20 cars before he becomes a master.
Or they can't hear practicals.
So you just be going back and forth until he knows what he's talking about. But if you buy a brand new car, you have the dealers to work on it for you. And you know that most dealers train their mechanics. They bring people from outside to Ghana to come and train them. They sometimes take the people there to train them and all. I mean, it's a really good thing, setup. So yeah, what would I buy? I mean, looking at all these factors, you know, I've been asking myself that question for so many years, and this is the question. Looking at the economy we are in, right? You complete university. You work for let's just be very practical for let's say 5 years, and you want to buy your first car. What would it be? The truth of the matter is that I wouldn't advise you to go for a brand new car because you may not have had, or you may not at that point have enough budget wise. I mean, it all goes down to the money. I'm just trying to be as practical as possible. To be able to buy a brand new car, unless of course you're buying the very small city cars like the Picantos. Even the Picantos are not even cheap anymore.
Brand new Picanto.
Yeah, brand new Picanto. I don't think they're even cheap anymore. I think a brand new Picanto should go for like how much?
You see, cheap is relative. And we'll go into that conversation.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why I'm trying so hard to be as objective as possible. Because the thing is, we are trying to cut across. Okay. Brand new. I mean, if let's say everything being on the on a level field, brand new would have been the best. But then let's be honest. You know, my mom always tells me something. She said that if you want to buy a Ghana used car, especially buy a lady's car. Because they know how to take care of. They treat the car like a baby. Most ladies, okay, I stand corrected, but most ladies treat the car like a baby. So they are very careful. They are very, very patient in the car. Like where a guy will speed like on a rough road, they will be so gentle. They will make sure that when they hear boom, they are taking it to the mechanic. Like they are so very careful with the car. So their cars are usually in pristine order.
Usually, yes.
Usually they are in pristine shape. Like when you buy them, you know you bought a good car. Nobody's lying to you. But if you go and buy from a guy, Charlie, and when you buy from what's it called, home use car, usually those cars are we want to assume because they're coming from outside the country, you know, they have really good maintenance culture. Their roads are very good. The cars usually are in good shape.
Okay.
So when you buy the car, most of the time they are not. It's not like car say cra. Of course, there are those who buy slight accident cars and come and make them look good and sell. Yes, but then we know that even with those ones, they are not like integral parts. They are just maybe like minor things you just change and the car looks good.
Okay.
So it makes it very dicey. If I will not be able to afford a brand new car, I think I'll go for home used.
Okay. So basically what you are saying is that if you have what it takes, let us say even your money is set, right? And let's say the money can buy a very, very, you know, let us say you are shopping for an SUV.
Okay.
And your money can buy, let's say, a premium SUV, home used.
Yes.
You prefer to buy maybe a lower model,
yes,
brand new, than to buy a home used. You know, you get my analogy.
I'm trying to. So
Okay.
so let's say I can buy a Sorento.
Let's say yes. Let's use the Kia brand, right?
Yes.
So let's say you have money to buy a brand new Sorento. Okay, maybe 2023. A home used Sorento. Or home used. Or
yes,
let's even say Telluride.
Okay.
2020.
That's a big one.
2023. Yes.
That means you have money.
And you have, that's what I'm saying. You have healthy budget.
Yes.
Okay. So you can buy, but you can't afford a brand new Telluride.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. You can't afford a brand new Telluride. Yes. To start with, Telluride, you can't buy a brand new in Ghana because you know the dealer here does not import Telluride.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I saw it.
Which and Telluride is US only. So which means you have to import from the US.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And you can't buy brand new too from yes. Even if you can buy. Okay.
That means you really have a lot of money.
Okay. So you have good money. Okay. Will you buy?
Or we can use the Sorento and Sportage.
Okay. Yes, we can use Sorento and Sportage, but it's virtually the same thing. Okay. So Sorento and Sportage, right? Okay. Will you downsize? Okay. Will you downsize and get a brand new car?
That's a brand new Sportage instead of
yes,
buying
yes,
a Sorento,
a home used Sorento.
Okay, so you see, then again, that will also boil down to what you're really looking for. Okay, maybe the reason I want a Sorento is because I have a big family.
No, we are not. We are talking about all things being equal. So
all things being equal,
yes.
I would go for a Sportage.
Yes.
I would go for a Sportage.
Okay.
If the reason why you're looking for the car doesn't come to play, I will go for a Sportage because it's brand new. And maybe I might get a Sportage with the full option. Okay.
Yeah.
I will go for the Sportage.
Then again, sometimes people say this that I've lost my train.
So we are talking about Sportage. Full option.
Yes, I mean talking about Sportage. Sometimes people say that buying a brand new car, okay, and buying a home used car. Some people say that the buying a home used car from the US is comparable to a new car in Ghana.
In what sense?
Yes, it's not about sense. Master, I've sold cars. So let me tell you, when people are in Ghana, a lot of time when people are buying car, they don't follow sense.
That's true.
A lot of time when people are buying car, they don't follow sense.
That's true.
Okay. They believe that this person knows about car. So once he tells me this, it is that. He won't even evaluate what the person is telling. And another thing too is that Ghanaians talk a lot.
Exactly.
And we are very, very opinionated.
Yeah.
But a lot of times our opinions are not based on anything. They are crash.
I have an experience with that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a point somebody wanted to buy a car. The person is very close to me. Okay. And the person, like I spoke to the person, okay, now the person has money. It's a lady. She had money to buy a car and she gave me the budget. Okay. And she was excited.
Yeah.
And I asked her, okay, what car do you want? Do you know that the only car the person knew at that time was a Corolla? And she was saying that all she wanted was a Corolla. I was like, but it's a saloon car you want? And someone was saying, yes, it's a saloon car I want. I started asking the person questions. Okay, what do you want in the saloon car? I want this, functionality, then. I was like, okay, you know what? Leave that to me. I'll go into the market and I'll get you a car. Then I went into the market using price, using the options. We wanted a brand new car.
Okay.
I got a Kia for the person. And to date, the person has been thanking me. Like, oh, Salom, hey, a car with mommy kotoy and Charlie Kani, come would drive ya. I was even shocked. I was like, I told her that I'm not saying that a Corolla is bad.
Yeah.
But you have to look into the market because you have to satisfy your budget. You have to satisfy the things you want in a car.
Yeah.
You have to satisfy what the car will do for you, where you'll be using the car, that kind of thing. And after I helped the person purchase that car, the person has been eternally grateful because the car is a very good car to use, all things considered. You understand?
Yeah.
But Ghana, he actually said, just one person goes to buy a Corolla, everybody's buying a Corolla. It's not even funny. One person will buy a Civic, everybody's buying a Civic.